So this would be that period of decline that ends with a fast sudden move higher. It's either that, or matter of fact, or based on the time, actually, I think it's probably. So you see how we've got this failed attempt to break through resistance here, and then we fall back down and we kind of like make it look kind of like we're on an upward trend, right? And we come back and we retest that resistance. That's the disappointment card. The disappointment card is like this test of resistance that was previously tested, and it's like usually set up so that the chart looks like we're going to break through. But instead we turn around and we decline through key support, and it's usually the support that we kind of like falsely established, so around this level here probably. I want to see what I said about today's prediction. Actually, yeah, I think I got this day off. This is Thursday. Why is this Thursday the 10th? Oh, 2022. There we go.
This is the S&P 500 one-day reading for March 10th, 2023. It's currently February 2nd, 2023, 10:11 p.m. Eastern Time. The overall theme and behavior for the day, we have erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level, in the midst of which we revisit a crest that was recently a past opportunity.
Right, so there's that.
Looks like we attempt to establish a new support, but this is an important price level that if we had turned it into support would be, it would be important on a technical level.
Here.
And then behavior into the low, there's a notable decline into the low, but it's somehow nullified, meaning that there's chart behavior that kind of counteracts the decline. I'm advised to trade around the completion of a rally. It's a rally along a diagonal trend line. It ends with a fast sudden move higher and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. I'm advised to trade around that.
This right here.
And overall, volume seems to be bearish. Again, this is like a new thing that we're doing, this card placement here, so to be tested and learned, but what it appears to be is bearish to me. In the free market, we have a support level that we attempt to establish. And then it's an important price level. It's like we're going back and forth between support and resistance here. Like is it support or is it going to be resistance? So we're bumping back and forth through it here into the open, and then there's after a notable move to the upside, there's within like the first let's say 15 minutes, there's a notable decline that increases with momentum moving forward into 10 o'clock, and then we rally into a resistance level. It's a key resistance level. Multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance with a pop and drop around 11 to 12, and then midday, like 12 to 1, there's three crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level, confirming a bullish trend. Looks like there's a high correlator here as well, so we likely have a high here midday, mid to like early afternoon. There's a reversal and a trade opportunity here in the midst of a reversal, with a notable decline breaking down through a key resistance level in like the 2 to 3 o'clock hour, breaking down through a key resistance level that through a key support level that we recently broke down through once before, so maybe early in the morning. And there's three
right
pokes
here.
through a key resistance level in the last hour, followed by a sharp decline off of that third poke. It looks like that third poke is probably like a new local high of some kind, not a highest high, but a new local high. So after making lows, there's a new local high. But we sell from that to and through support level in the post market, do a U-shaped reversal, and come back and reuse it as support in the post market. It looks like we open higher on the 13th. But again, nullified, so all bets are off when I see a nullified card in this position. It's really difficult to read. Looks like probably a low at the very end of the day, guys, somewhere in that last hour. But that's the S&P 500 for March 10th, 2023. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, my friends, make sure you follow the Rule of Karma. You can do that by going to our website, Tarot for Traders, Resources tab, and donate 5% of the profits you make from the information in this video to the PayPal here or the Cash App here. Either one's good. Make sure that you're also matching that 5% by paying it forward. Somebody who needs it doesn't see it coming. That's 10% of the profits that you wouldn't have to begin with. We had to put this information out for the purpose of 5% forward, 5% backwards, and to make you a fortune, my friend. So with all that said, make sure you follow it. Spend that money out of love, and the universe will send it back to you tenfold in all directions, my friends. I'll see you on the next one.
SVB. What is that noise? So I just wanted to see my video because I was so off on the short-term prediction about it. Looks like my prediction was pretty solid. The one from like a month prior. Yeah, so I think the fact that we didn't have a big move to the upside, that's the full card for you guys. You know, the full card it's an unexpected move, and it's a big move usually, but it's usually like improbable or unexpected. This was definitely unexpected by me, anyways. Uh, so with that said, I mean, I think we probably do have a gap up over the weekend to a crest, but there's more erratic behavior, and the fact that we didn't see a crest here like I expected to see, instead we saw kind of like the opposite direction. I'd say that bodes very, very badly for the S&P 500 in the month of March, because that's going to make this low over here that much deeper. There wasn't this big move to the upside as expected to fall from afterwards, right? Now we're just down, and we still have more down to go. So these are all going to need to be recalibrated based on that, guys. And this is a very good example, guys, of why you don't trade like I'm right all the time. Like, it's more complicated than that. Believe me, I learned the hard way. So you want to trade like a smart trader who's well informed, utilizing ESO meta analysis, right? A smart trader is disciplined. They don't do impulsive things. They follow their plans. So you should still be that type of individual. And then taking the ESO meta data that we have, which most of the time is very, very accurate, is going to give you the edge. But to not have that smart trader portion and just trade like, oh my God, everything's going to go according to plan, you will get bitten in the butt. Hey, Round Earth. So it's important. I like to make sure that I give a spiel about that when we do see wrong. It definitely like for me a bad day when I see something like this. This is a bad day, so like I feel pretty crappy right now. You're gonna have them. I'm not right all the time, but it's still a lousy feeling. The funny thing is if you watch the post for today that was posted like February 20th actually, it's pretty much solid, on point, 100% accurate for the day. It's just me in real time kind of changing my stance a little bit, but there should be a move here over the weekend. I'm moving these substantially. Let's get rid of this guy. And that's another important point about estimate analysis. It's important to point out is that when things don't go according to plan, it's very, very easy to determine where you went wrong and then kind of like recalibrate your plan from there. It's not like everything in the reading has gone awry. It's just one little piece that was read incorrectly. Hey, Winesso. Yeah. My sense is that because we went the opposite on this Fool card, it's not looking good for the S&P 500 right now, guys. Like we still have this type of pattern, but you have to think this pattern. I was gauging that with a peak up here, like for today. Instead, we're down at the bottom. And there's a ruin there indicating that. So I probably read that not the best that I could. But with that said, there's also a crest here on the following day, so we should have a gap up. I would say you probably don't want to sell out just yet. You probably end up selling at a loss, although there's a lot of price movement in an Ace of Swords. So let's take a look. It's mixed. This is mixed. I mean, I would probably. It depends on how out of the money you are. So, what did you say? 394. Um. Yikes. I would imagine that we probably come back to like that being at the money. 394 is probably going to come back to being like at the money wise. Like over the next couple of days. I don't see like necessarily more of a drop. Now the tricky thing is that this card here for the 14th is the Devil card. It's also nullified. The Devil card is difficult to determine direction a lot of time, and then it's nullified on top of that. Yeah, so you could probably get back to in the money when SO. It doesn't necessarily mean it won't be at a loss because you have that time value on the options that's gonna, it's gonna like, it's gonna trickle away some of the value of the option. But yeah, probably. I would still follow the pattern here. Ace of Swords is another thing. Here we go. So like this is what we expected, right? Or what I expected was a move here. We went the complete opposite, like almost complete opposite. God, oh, it makes my stomach cringe. Definitely a good learning opportunity for me. But with that said, we should still have like, oops. What the heck? right? So we went to ride there. So readjusting my expectations. Yikes, yikes, yikes. What is this, April? Into April. Something like that. But it doesn't bode well because the low is still to come. Like, it doesn't mean the whole reading gets changed. So let's see. There's an opportunity at Ace of Swords resistance. Like, it's a really brief peak that's easily missed, but first thing in the morning, that might be a good exit. But more so, I don't like that devil card right there, man. Ugh. Two devil cards. I'd probably get out Monday morning. Let me look at these dailies again, or at the monthly again, real quick. No, it's Tuesday. There's Tuesday, like midday kind of peak. Probably at like 11:30 ish. Probably be a good exit to get out like closer to even. Hopefully that wasn't too long winded for you. There's a good chance that we break through 420 around like the cusp of July, August. It's possible we see it before then, but we don't break out through it. The thing is that like in April we go into Mercury retrograde, and that almost never is good for the market. I've seen three cases since I've been watching it three times a year since 2007. I've seen three cases where it was bullish during retrograde. So Hassan, I think 420. We should. I wouldn't be surprised if we're above 420 by the end of the year. I'm round earth. I don't think your expectations are that like they're not like outrageous. That could definitely be the case with Bitcoin. Tesla. Let's take a look. Off on my expectation there. I thought it would go deeper. Um, Tesla's looking pretty bearish throughout April. There is a move to the upside towards the end of March. Let me see. Will it make new highs this year? I do see Tesla making new highs. I mean, it'll see higher price levels this year than it's seen thus far. Most likely that'll take place in it should take place by, let's say, September. There's like two places like August, September, like on the cusp. There's a year's high, and then there's another year's high, like on the cusp of uh, October, November. So give it about 2 weeks wiggle room with a 1 year spread, because each of these cards represents about 2 weeks of time. That's not each card is going to line up with 2 weeks of time influence. So you got to give it a little wiggle room. But before we see those highs, we see lower levels in Tesla. Looks like the low for Tesla is in April, maybe on the cusp of May, but I think probably April. April Tesla's getting recorded this weekend. Nice song. You mean what's the high right now for the year? Looks like 415.13. Wait, no, that's not right. There's more to the year. 418.41. See, and this is why. See, I see the lows for. There's lows coming. Uh, does this get changed again? What is going on here? No. Okay, we're good. Right, there's lows for the month coming up ahead. So you could probably make a good chunk of the money back with a short position. So guys, sometimes what happens is the trend is so strong in one direction that reading the cards in the other direction becomes a little bit less accurate because they have so much, like the overarching trend is to the down, and you see these cards that are big upward trends, but they're like on an hourly basis, they're going to get kind of like squished. Their energy is not going to be as powerful because the overarching trend is to the opposite direction, if that makes sense. So with that said, if you're just hopping on, we recalibrated ourselves based on this big move in the opposite direction of our expectation. It does happen, guys. We're not right all the time. You know, we say this all the time, probably more than we should. What we speak manifests, you know. Um, but there should still be some like kind of bullish behavior. It's not going to be, from my sense, based on what we've seen, super bullish. But you could get above this trend line, is my sense. Could probably get above this trend line. And get out over like the next 2 days, and I'm thinking probably on Tuesday, and then on the 15th is where it really seems pretty strong, like a pretty solid idea to get into a short position there on the 15th. Like, it might make sense to do it sooner, but on the 15th is where it really looks like it makes sense. Hassan, tell me what's the fear about the banking collapse? What are they saying? Why would it collapse? I'm curious. Usually when you hear these type of fears, it means bottom, just saying, or near bottom. Yikes. And why did they, what's the reasoning? Why did they go belly up? What happened? Ugh. There's got to be a little bit of a turnaround though, guys, really, because we just got this bullish energy here. Here's that Fool card again on the 15th. Love that Fool card, right? Probably either first thing in the morning or like around 1 o'clock. On the 15th is where I see it really makes sense to get into a a short position. See the following day on the 16th, Ace of Wands out of the in the low significator position indicates that we see a lower price level. So even if on the 16th, even if you were to open up a short position at the worst possible time, at the low of the day for the 16th, you would still be able to make money with that short position the following day, if that makes sense. That's what it's saying. because it's usually, if it was in the higher position, I mean, there's a rally to open up a short position, but it's in the lower position, meaning even at the low, there's a rally out of the low offering an opportunity to open up a short position, meaning we're going lower. Yeah, on bonds, right? Yeah. What do you imagine would happen if they started bailing out banks again? So there's a couple really tricky days, guys. The 16th is a super tricky day. There's going to be like an intentional fake out, shakeout of some kind there, and then again on the 18th. 18th? Oops. 16th and 14th is it? 16th and 14th are devil card days. So on the 14th, on Tuesday and on Thursday of next week. It's like not super bullish, but it should be bullish. Like we have opening higher, but I think probably open higher in the pre-market and then we decline. So it might not even like we might not even see that open higher there. It's possible, but we open higher in the pre-market, probably decline into the open. There's a lot of price movement around the open, meeting a resistance level, a key technical resistance level on a multi-day scale, and it'll be a brief peak there that's easily missed. Probably right around the open, actually. A brief peak that's easily missed, opportunity. Right, but I'm still getting this a lot of like bullish bullish opportunity in the midst of decline. We saw it kind of here. We're seeing it again. Where's the spike in volume? Yeah, so over here, there's opportunity right before this reversal took place. And it marks this decline as an opportunity to open up a long position. So it's very interesting, but some choppy behavior going on over the next few days for sure. I think we should see slightly higher price levels though. Which day is what? Which day is this orb? This is the 13th. This is Monday. It's kind of a big orb. It's something like that probably. Oof. Looking very ugly, guys, for the rest of the month, pretty much. I'm not sure what you're asking, Hassan. Could you reword? A lot of the 1 years have a low around this time, guys, right? Let's take a look. Let me see which ones I've got 1 years done for. Yeah, right around here. Hmm. Um, not so many, not as many as I thought, I guess. I know there's like a trophy thing going on with Bitcoin. See Netflix. It's a pretty notable low here on the cusp of for Netflix on the cusp of March and April. It's like we rally out of it, but that offers another opportunity to open up a short position with some more decline there at the end of April. And then there's some bullish stuff going on. It's kind of choppy for Apple, man. A lot of choppiness throughout the year in a lot of stocks, that's for sure. All right, Hassan, thanks for watching, my friend. All right, so three pokes. Let's see if we can find those three pokes. It's like 1, 2, 3, and then here's that decline. That's the sorrow card decline. Hmm. Maybe I should say about the hermit card, decline through a support level that we met recently before, not that we declined through once before. I think it's more so like recently we met it, not necessarily declined through it. And that would make more sense actually in this case. Something I learned just now. Matter of fact, that is three. If you look at the wicks, this is three pokes right here. So we'll probably do something like this now. Might be a little too stretched, but something like that. Looks like we were off a day here, or 2 days on this high here. We had it for the 4th, it was on the 2nd. But we do have lows here on the 10th and the 11th for Bitcoin. I mean, from like the 10th or the 11th, especially from the 10th, Bitcoin's looking definitively bullish. I mean, there's a sharp drop on the 14th, 15th, but looks like we have some bullish behavior before that. Ooh, it just got cold in here, my God. Remember, you got to give it about 2 weeks wiggle room. So this could be the lowest low for Netflix right here. Got to give it about 2 weeks wiggle room, remember? So that would put this early March into the low. That's like the first 2 weeks of March. And we've got basically a low here. These are interesting. So we're coming up on the bottom of this. We're coming up on this diagonal trend line that we bounce off of. This is very bottomy for Netflix, guys. Very bottomy. A year's high probably somewhere between the end of May and the beginning of July, probably somewhere in June. Very, very bottomy for Netflix, guys. Why is it stuck? So we have a high and a low, a prominent high and a prominent low in February, right? And then we should have another prominent high in March. We have it there, leading to a prominent low. It's not looking so hot for Apple, guys. This is interesting. I think we have a move to the upside here, actually, guys. We're crossing through the 200. Yikes! It's choppy, but we have a prominent crest in March, and we've seen that, and then it leads to a prominent trough. So this decline actually probably continues into April, where we see a prominent trough in April towards the beginning of April. See what bank. I think I have a COF 2023. No, I didn't do it yet. Oof, there's a significant decline in Capital One in early April. Hmm. I'm gonna do this Capital One over the weekend, I think. Matter of fact, why don't I just do a banking sector? I'll do a banking sector reading. And then also, guys, Krispy Kreme. I have a low in Krispy Kreme in March. Krispy Kreme blowing up. This is peanut butter cream with white and milk chocolate icing drizzle and pretzels on top. It's like amazing in a donut. Hmm. pretty definitive time here in March, in the midst of a low. Open up a long position in DNUT. Yeah, see, I think I probably left this out, but this looks like a low here. I'm not so sure. This should be a pretty steep, pretty deep low in March, but there's a low and a high in March, so we should see a lot of price movement take place here in March. Looks like probably decline pretty hard from these price levels in DUNT. Um, but with an opportunity at the end of the month to open up a position. There's that thingy, and then there it's a little late on it, but basically what we should see, and then a little bit of like a U-shaped reversal here in the post market. But that puts my prediction. If you watch the video for the 10th, I mean, it's like 100% on point. It's really expected like a gap, like a good gap up, and we're not getting those. But that's a sure sign that we're in a very strong downtrend. Oops, wrong one. Based on what's taken place here in this this faulty day where we went the opposite of our expectations, I'm going to go ahead and say that the high was probably right here. Was that the 6th? High correlator on the 6th. Sometimes the X will indicate a highest high about as often as this large labradorite will. So super strong, obviously super strong downtrend. We already saw a pretty bullish March. Just sometimes get thrown off a little bit when the trend is so strong. It can impact, or it does usually impact, like the let's call it the magnitude of influence of the cards that are like cards speaking of the opposite direction of the overarching trend. So like you got some pretty bullish cards in a timeline, but the overarching trend is definitively bearish. Those bullish cards often will get like the moves will get truncated. They won't be as big as they would have been if it was a bullish trend or flat trend. It speaks towards reading the what's going on is definitively bearish, and then we've got lows at the end of the month, so it's not boding well. Real choppy behavior. Real choppy behavior. I'll tell you that 379.29 mark is primed to get tested towards the end of the month at the latest. Hmm. Also important to point out, guys, the Ace of Swords resistance level was so important today. Um, right, and we've got Ace of Swords as the theme for the 13th. Right, so there's this little lip, right? It's going up, and then it'll go back down and round. We can make it a little better now. It's more like this. Probably have to move it, but you see what I'm trying to get at is there's like a little crest here with a turnaround in the post market, and then like a U-shaped reversal. We come back and we break through resistance or support, and then come back, like do a U-shaped reversal below it, come back and reuse it as support. All right, guys. Anything else that you want me to take a look at before I roll? See, there's a in March. There's a male ruler leader, like having to do with economics and finance, who's highlighted near the low. We actually have like a bit of a breakout out of the low somewhere towards the very end of the month. It looks like, but there's a lower low or the same low as well here. It's like on the cusp, March April. All right, my friends, I'm going to roll. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Make sure to follow the rule of karma, most important thing about the channel. And if you don't know what that is, please search explanation of the rule of karma in our YouTube channel. It'll bring up a video explaining it. Super, super important, my friends.